At this point, I've served thousands of authors, from newbies just getting started to established authors trying to scale. And throughout all of that time, I've picked up on a few key practices that are really holding authors back. So today, I want to bust through those and share what you can do instead so that you can experience the growth you want in authorship. Hi, I'm Britt from Thriving Scribes, and I help indie fiction authors build sustainable author careers. So if you are a self-publishing fiction who wants to make a living from their books, definitely hit that like and subscribe button, and let's dive right into those beliefs and practices to avoid. The very first practice that holds many authors back is trying to emulate the success of others. So maybe they see an author they look up to or that they perceive as successful, and they are watching what they are doing to sell books. They are watching what they are doing to manage their author business, and they then try to bring that information into their own business and kind of reverse engineer the strategy. Now, I am not saying not to learn from others or not to have role models. In fact, I am a pretty big advocate for both of those. However, the reason why this practice can become so disastrous is because from the outside looking in, we have no pretext. How long did it take that author to perfect that strategy? Why did they choose that strategy to begin with? Is it just them carrying out the strategy, or do they have a team in the background supporting them to do this? What expertise or skills did they have to learn and able to be able to do this well? And what conditions did they start off with? Right? We have no way of knowing the answers to any of those questions. So when a stage 2 author is looking up to a stage 5 author and trying to hack their strategy, they don't have all of the necessary data in order to truly mirror that strategy for themselves, which leads them to feeling overwhelmed and disappointed when they don't get the results that they want. So instead of trying to hack another author's strategy, here's what I recommend for you to do instead in 2 parts. Firstly, understand what stage of authorship you are in. As mentioned a moment ago, a stage 5 author's needs and strategies are probably not what's going to be best for a stage 2 author. Now, if you have no idea what stage of authorpreneurship you are in or what that even means, definitely take a second to go and take my Authorpreneur Stage quiz, because inside that quiz, you're going to answer a few different questions to help you identify what stage of authorpreneurship you're in, and I'll even give you a personalized action plan for growth through that stage. The second thing here is to reverse engineer your goals, right? Where do you want to be in 5 years? In 1 year, in 6 months? What strategies are going to allow you or lead you towards that goal? And what activities and tasks are going to divert you from it? And then you can use that as a basis for deciding, okay, what strategies or methods are right for me to pursue right now. The next thing that holds so many authors back is waiting until everything is perfect before moving on. Any other perfectionists in the room? Yep, this is the lesson I had to learn myself as a recovering perfectionist. But the truth is, your manuscript is never going to be perfect. Your book launch plan is never going to be perfect. Your pitch is never going to be perfect. Striving for perfection really only leads to stagnation and overwhelm in your author journey. My biggest tip for avoiding this pitfall here is to allow yourself to be messy if it moves you forward. Allow yourself to make that minimum viable product or version of whatever it is that you're going for. I've actually adopted this practice for myself in 2023, and I talked about it a little bit in my last video that I released on my channel, so you can go and watch that if you want a little bit of inspiration here for taking that minimum viable path. What's important to remember is that progress is always better than perfection in this industry. And If you do allow yourself to take messy action and not have things be perfect and just get the task done, you may even learn something along the way. The third practice that's holding back so many authors, especially new authors, is thinking that you cannot market your book until it is publishable or that it's ready to launch. Now, hear me out, guys. If you do not have an audience who knows that you are releasing a book, knows about it, and is excited about it, you're not anybody to sell to. Basically, if you are waiting until that book is ready to release and you have not been building your audience, if you have not been getting them hyped up and excited about it, then you are really letting a lot of time go to terrible waste. If nobody knows your book exists, how are they going to get excited about it? And how are they going to be ready to buy it once it's released, right? You need an informed audience in order to sell your book. So instead of waiting to market your book until it's ready to release, take time in the early phases to map out the marketing plan and promote in different ways that you're going to promote your book. It can be as simple or as extravagant as you want it to be. The main goal here is to have an informed audience, to have people who are excited and ready and waiting once that book is ready to launch. Start building that buzz now, start connecting with interested readers, and give them just enough to elicit that excitement. And finally, the last big thing that holds many authors back is expecting immediate results. Guys, authorship is a journey. Everybody starts out with 0 readers and 0 sales. But building an audience, getting readers, and hitting specific sales goals is a journey or a process that can take many months and even years in some cases. The reality of indie publishing is that while there are exceptions to this rule, most authors' first release won't be a best-selling hit. It may take one author a couple of months to get 1,000 email subscribers. It may take another author a couple of years to hit that number. The important thing here when it comes to authorship is to trust the process. If you only try something one time, get disappointed with your results, and swear it off for life, then you are missing out on all of those amazing possibilities that come with consistency and resilience. Authorship is an upward climb that at times can feel really tough. What you're looking at right here is what I like to call the authorpreneurial cycle. And I use it to explain how it can absolutely feel like a roller coaster at times. So you can see that we all start at number 1, that fresh new idea. From there, we begin to rise in that contagious enthusiasm, right? We're taking the stage, we're getting it done. We feel passionate in this stage. Then we hit a peak where we get that realization, okay, this is going to be a little bit of work, right? I'm going to have to actually now put my fingers to the keyboard and get this done. And we begin to create a rhythm of creation. And as we are hitting that peak, that becomes a downhill spiral of using that major effort, right? We are using that momentum to just try to get it done. But somewhere along the way, we end up in the mud. And this is where we need to bring that awareness to ourselves that this is meant to be hard. Almost nothing that is worth doing in business is going to feel like easy peasy lemon squeezy. There's always usually some kind of resistance that's going to come up for us. So it's at this point that we have to make a decision. Do we move forward, keep going, and push through? Or do we reassess and decide if this is what we really want to do? Do we throw the towel in and give up? If we decide to push through, then we come out at the next level. We have completed it. It feels great. It feels relieving. You even can feel a little proud of all of the hard work that you have put in, right? And then it's time to get ready for the next goal that you're working towards. And as authorpreneurs, we are going to ride this roller coaster over and over again. Keep this in mind next time you hit a rough spot or feel like giving up. And if you're a new author who wants more tips just like these on how to get started in authorship on the right foot, then definitely go and watch the video that you see on your screen right now, because inside of that video, I tell you 7 things that new indie authors need to know in order to get the very best results for themselves. And I bet one of them is something you haven't even thought about before. I'll see you there.